Hey guys, welcome. My name is Shaquan from SLFX Trading, and in this video, I am going to give you guys a potential setup here on Euro Pound. But before we do, we're going to dive into my 500 plus pip winner on Pound USD. So if you guys want to stick around and see it, let the intro roll. I'll be back. All right, you guys, how are y'all doing? So what I want to do is come on here and share a potential setup with you guys that I believe can happen soon here on Euro Pound. And then what I want to do is share a winner with you guys as well. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. We're going to switch over gears here. So we're going to go to Pound USD on the daily time frame. And I'm going to delete something here so you guys can see what it was that I was looking at, so you can get the full glimpse of how I won this trade. Now we are on Pound USD on the weekly time frame. And what I noticed here with that on Pound USD is in retracement mode. And if you're new to trading and you don't know what retracing means, it just means that against the trend, that's what price is doing. It's moving against the trend, right? So I'm going to scroll over here to my left a little bit so you guys can see what it is that I am looking at. So over here, price made a new low, and then we have a new lower low here, and this is our last high. And so what's going on is because the exchange rates dropped here and now price is moving against the trend, or the exchange rates going down, that just means that price is pulling back. And as I noticed this, I'm starting to think to myself like, wow, okay, well, where's the next place that this pair can potentially get ready to go? And I'm thinking that, with this potential currency pair, that it's going to come and test somewhere where it is right now between 129 and 132s. And that's what we're seeing happening now, is push back up into this range, and price could even just keep going higher if it wanted to. But what I really wanted to do was capitalize off of this information from this point here. And let me tell you guys why this point here. So back in March, the almost the last week of March, we got this bullish engulfing candle. It's a subjective bullish engulfing candle, and it's also a rejection candle, right? It's a hammer. And so I said, you know what? I think price is gonna, push back up. Now, if you've been following me for some time, or maybe you're in my coaching group, or you've been in one of my live trainings on Instagram or something, then you know how I've been feeling about this particular currency pair. And I had a couple losses, had a couple wins on this pair, but this is my biggest win on this pair to date as far as this year goes. And so, I was looking at the exchange rates, and I said, you know what? I see here and here that the exchange rate has gotten higher. So this is how I know that price is retracing, right? Here on the weekly time frame, I'm going to change these colors to blue so you guys can see once again what it is that I am looking at, because everything is color coordinated with how I trade. So when I noticed the exchange rate, what I noticed was, okay, well, in this retracing area, in this pullback, well, price went from 126 to 128. So it's, it's a 2 cent raise. It's a 200 pip rise. And I said, you know what? If price can stay above this exchange rate, I'd love to take an opportunity here. And so that's what I did. But in order to take an opportunity from this exchange rate, let's talk about exchange rates for a quick second. What I mean is, when I say an exchange rate, I mean the candle, the price action candle, because that's what's attached to this range. If I wanted to stay above this exchange rate, it would have to stay above this whole candle and the wick here, right? And so because I'm understanding that in the back of my mind as well, I'm saying, well, if I want price to stay above this candle, I need to see it come back to retest the candle, right? And that's what it did right here. This candle right here on the weekly time frame. And so what I did was I actually entered off of the weekly time frame. Now some of you guys are going to say, Shaquan, you enter on the weekly time frame? You guys, yes, I did. Here's the reason why. Number one, we have a doji confirmation, right? I already know that when this candle closed, the following week or two, I was already going to be looking for a buy, right? But because this candle already gave me my confirmation that price wanted to go back up to the upside, I'm learning to become a position trader. And I don't mind the risk from time to time. I understand this. If I go into a drawdown, I can go into a drawdown this full candle. Like, I already have that in the back of my mind. So with that understanding, I say, hey, once I'm in this trade, if price can prove to me, when I drop down to my entering time frame again on the daily, that it can stay above this candle, I'm already right. The difference is I just already went ahead and entered. So this was my entry candle, right? And I used my fibs to exit, which is here at the negative 27, which you guys can see has gotten hit today. And if you go on my Instagram story, you'll see that I was actually in the trade on my live account. And this was from the last week of June to today, which is, a month later. This is a 500 this is a 500 pip winner, plus 500 pip winner. And so I'm happy about this particular trade. I'm happy with this setup. I'm happy how it came along. And I'll even drop down to the lower time frame to show you guys the retest. Okay, so, and let's get this a little bit more accurate here so you guys can see. I need a price to stay above this area here in the market, technically. Okay, and when I drop down to this lower time frame, as you guys can see, price did come up, push back down, and it did retest. And this is a system, this one zone, this simple zone is what I teach every single week in the market to my private clients and for those who are in my 8-week program, right? I teach them this every single week. This same setup, this one setup per various time frames. This is all we need, is that zone. And we just use the Fibonacci as the icing on the cake for just extended targets. And this is a nice winner. Price pushed up, came back, rejection candle or doji confirmation candle, rejection candle, pushed up. Very lovely trade. It told on itself. The system tells on itself, right? So this was the winner. So let's go ahead and get into Euro Pound as well, because this has a potential great opportunity. Now, I will go up in time frames on this one and go through the whole rambles like I did Pound USD, but let's just get straight to it, okay? So, as you guys can see, this pair is making higher highs, higher lows, right? And so we see that here. Now, as you guys can see, the exchange rates are getting higher, which means we're in an uptrend. And what I'm more so concerned and focused on is this candle here and this candle here. The reason being is because if I drop down to my 4-hour time frame, you will see that price is making higher highs and higher lows. So with that being said, I'm bringing all of my time frames together, the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour. And if I'm bringing these time frames together, what I'm saying is if price is going to come and beat this exchange rate to give us a new high or meet this high, we need price to stay above this exchange rate here, because this is an ebb and flow within the market. Okay, and because this is an ebb and flow, what I would like to see is if price can stay above this candle, what this candle will close as in the next 30 minutes. If it closes as one of my leading candles, this can be a candle that we can enter on. And if I enter on this candle, I can take my profits and trade conservatively back up to the previous high here, or I can continue to trade back up to the previous high here. Baby, we got options when we trade. Okay, and because of that, once again, dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, look what we have here. We have a rejection candle, we have a confirmation candle, and if it proves to be true, we may see the market begin to ebb and flow going back up. So this is a potential trade setup that I am watching right now, only because I am waiting to see if price can stay above this one candle. Now, let's talk about the way I trade for a quick second. My system is really simple. It's based on higher time frames because I enter on higher time frames, right? So I analyze the monthly, weekly, daily. I enter now on the weekly, daily, or 4-hour time frame, but for the majority of the time, it's the daily time frame that's my entry. And I hold my positions. I am a swing trader. So I'm a person who holds trades for 24 hours plus, and I wait for my targets to get hit. Now, is that always the case? No, it's not always the case, but for the most part, I'm waiting. Now, this is a really simple method. All it is we're looking at price action. We're not going all the way to the left looking for structure. We're not using any types of support or resistance. We're using price as our structure, and that's it. And keeping it this simple and just recognizing the trend, the direction that price is going in, understanding what the up and down movement is, and waiting for areas in which we could participate, it makes for a more simple method to trade where we're not overcomplicating anything. We're just trading the direction that price is going in, and we're letting price guide us. It's our map, it's our GPS. Okay, so if it's something that you want to learn to do, contact me or click the link in my bio, set up a one-on-one session with me. I can teach you my system within 3 to 8 weeks, depending on how quick you want to learn, and also depending on how you shoot your shots. If you shoot your shots correctly and you allow me to coach and guide you, you'll be on your way. But you gotta be able to put in the work and come ready to work, because your girl is good at what she does with teaching, but it's all going to depend on you and how you are receptive to the information, how you complete the task, and how you shoot your shots when no one is watching. So if it's something that you want to do and you want to learn this simple system, you guys, make sure you click the link in my bio, and I will see you guys on the inside. Hope you guys enjoy. And my disclaimer before you go, you guys, this is just educational purposes content, okay? It's for entertainment. This is how I personally get the charts. If you do decide to take the trade, just understand you're taking it at your own risk, okay? Without further ado, with that being said, talk to you guys.